Okay, sounds good.
It's time for Ascension River District Hospital's coverage of East China High School sports. CTV and Ascension River District Hospital bring you today's game along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware, and La Mache, the Murphy Inn.
Okay, CTV viewers, welcome to East China Stadium.
We want to take a moment to thank the St.Clair American Legion for the presentation of the flags and the outstanding job they do of honoring our servicemen and women.
With Tom Brenner leading us into the game here, and Old Glory, the salute to Old Glory to start the broadcast tonight. Nothing wrong with that. Brad Robbins alongside Coach Denny White for tonight's MAC crossover matchup as the Saints welcome in the Huskies from Lakeview High School. Coach White, we in our last broadcast had a little bit different setup in terms of where the Saints season was, and it kind of turned on its head, and they're in a whole different place now in terms of the MAC and then the prospects for the playoffs.
Well, they're in an absolutely excellent place because they've won the MAC, and looking forward to hopefully hosting a couple of games here at East China Stadium.
Yeah, this game slated originally for the home finale, and I think it was reasonable to suspect that this would have been when we were in our last broadcast, but now with the forfeit and having some illegal transfers for the Roseville loss, the Saints regained that game. A forfeit, unfortunately, for the Cousino program kept the Saints nice and healthy, although I think they would have won that football
Let's
game.
play some St. Clair Saints football.
And now, obviously, going on the road last week, again, at Tower and their homecoming and winning that game to get the MAC Gold outright. Saints have a lot of confidence here back on their home field, and now they're playing for that. They're playing for the carrot of getting to be the home field advantage throughout the district part of the playoffs so they can win out. They got to do that tonight against a tough Lakeview team who's up in the MAC and coming off a big win against Ford. Medvedik doing the kicking honors for the Huskies to start us off. They deferred when they won the toss. Saints, little reverse action here up the right sideline. Pays off out to the 31-yard line.
Piper Zach on the return for the Saints brings it out to about their own 30-yard line.
A nice move. That now I think with the title in hand, it's an opportunity. If you want to try something, it's an opportunity to see how it looks with good competition.
Yeah, certainly. They're going to find out, about their depth here today. But another piece to that is you want to stay healthy throughout these two games. So now that you've had the MAC title locked up, you want to keep everybody sharp, having not played as much, as some of the other teams. Yeah. But at the same time, you want to stay healthy coming out of these games. Ellis takes the snap from the gun, looks right. Ball caught out at about the 35-yard line.
Nice short route. Nice
Quick
pass.
Looks like Hagen Domagalski and the flow. Yep. Brings up 2nd and 6 for the Saints. Nice quick pass to get the arm warmed up for Ellis. Quick handoff here inside. Gains a couple. Obviously, we saw Connor Shirkey out with an injury for now, trying to get him healthy. He's an important part of that backfield, especially later in the games. He seems to find a way, obviously along with Ethan White, to wear on defenses.
Well, he does, and I think one of the major strengths of the Saints' offense is multiple pieces.
No doubt. Here we see Ellis has a little trouble with the snap. Going to throw it up. Good touch out to White. White with the grab across midfield.
Ellis's pass is complete
into Lakeview territory all the way to the 45. Really nice improvised play there by Ellis. Kind of goes the opposite way, flips his hip, and throws a nice pass over top of the corner's head. Ethan White and his speed get behind the defender, make a catch. That'll be a big first down for the Saints.
Two really nice passes.
Yeah, the easy one out on the perimeter
Yep.
to Domagulski to get it going. And then obviously the one over the top to Ethan White here. Ellis again from the gun. Saints want to go a little air raid here to start. Improvising again, comes back to the ball is Brooks. Brooks with another first down for the Saints. It's about a gain of 14.
Ellis's pass once again
to the
complete,
30.
this time to number 87, Ryder
It's going to be
Brooks.
15.
It looks like the defensive backs are in the right place from a coverage
Number 3,
standpoint,
Matt
but when the
Horak
ball's
on
in
the
the
tackle for
air,
the
they
Huskies.
don't go to the ball.
Yeah, something that I talked to Coach Griffin about, obviously the offensive coordinator for the Saints, was that he really felt like up front the Huskies were very big, but out on the perimeter their feet were, they weren't able to match up athletically with the Saints' speed, so they wanted to take advantage. They're doing that here early on. Now out on the perimeter is Ethan White. Gets the edge. He'll get 4, maybe 5, 6 here with the momentum going out of bounds. So you can see that they've only gone up, up the middle, got a couple, but they've been out on the perimeter. The Saints have. They want to use their speed and athleticism to get around these big Husky defenders up front.
Yep, the discussion was their defensive line and their offensive line are real big fellas.
And you can see that right now on the broadcast. We noted that right away during the coin toss when the captains came out. They're some sizable gentlemen there for the Huskies, so sometimes it's better to go around the mountain. Ellis under center. Quick dive play. Got to keep him honest. Gets a couple. Logan Ellis on that carry. And now this is the first time, Coach White, that I think the Saints have had to play in any real conditions. I mean, not that this is bad. This is good football weather, but we have had some rain. The turf might be a little wet. I saw early on here Ellis struggle with a couple of the snaps. If you're the Saints and you want to play fast, you want this rain to stay away for a couple of hours here so that we can play a dry game and Luke Ellis can throw the ball around. And in motion, quick give, looks like Ethan White, right tackle. He's going to be short of the first down. Saints faced with a 4th down and short here at about the 21-yard line. Keegan Tackett makes the stop for Lakeview. Did note David Medvedik, the kicker from Lakeview. This would be field goal range possibly for the Huskies, not so much for us. So we'll line up and go for this. You don't want to kick this anyway.
No.
Ellis and White in the backfield for the Saints. Give is to Ellis straight away. The line does a wonderful job. Gets all that they need and a little bit more for a first down. Went right behind Peterson. Zepp checks in for the Saints. We noted it early. We'd like to tell you who number 88 is for the Saints, but I don't believe we have a number for that, so we'll try to get one. Saints go from the gun here. White joins Ellis in the backfield. Option play out left. Ellis fakes the pitch, rolls up for a couple of yards, gets to the 14-yard line. Saints eating up some clock here early, already 7 minutes left in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. Saints marching down the field here after a reverse action return, netted them out to the 31 and a couple of nice passing plays. And then now just grinding it out on the ground. Saints 2nd and 6. Ellis in motion. Give us to White, right side, same play as before. Ellis out blocking in front. Can he get the corner? He does. Nice feet, turns it, stays in bounds. Nice drive for the Saints. 6 points, methodical, ate up over half the quarter.
You know, that one block by Logan Ellis makes all the difference. It allows them to make that turn.
They put him out in motion to get the next guy on the second level, and then they counted on Ethan White to be able to out foot race the defensive end, and they did just that. And he had really nice balance as he finished that run to stay in bounds. He used up all the space there.
Yes, he did.
Claire Freeland on to do the kicking duties. She's been so good all year and continues to be. The kick is up and good.
Might be a time to mention that this is Claire Freeland's birthday.
All right, happy birthday, Claire. Get it started off right here this evening with kicking one through the uprights then. It's a heck of a party. Hopefully it's a victory party.
That's right.
So the Saints with a significant drive there to start the game. Huskies win the toss and defer, give the ball to the Saints, and they make it hurt. 70-yard drive that ate up a bunch of the first quarter. Now the Saints, coach, I would say if there's an area to nitpick, it's been this area of special teams.
Yes, I agree.
For the Saints. I think the punt team's been okay. Ellis has been able to make some things happen. But kicking the ball to the opponent after scoring has been, for lack of a better word, an adventure. As you can see, it's scouted because Lakeview just started walking forward. Got to try to find a tonic to not give up so much field position. Ryder Brooks, are you that guy? Kicks a line drive, fielded by the up back, and it's going to be the 47-yard line for the Huskies, and that's where they're going to start. And, Coach, if the Saints want to make a deep playoff run, they're going to have to put their opponents in a little bit worse field position than the 46.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't let them start 5 yards from the opponent's end zone, from the opponent's side of the field, and expect to fight that the whole game.
And defensively, the Saints have done a pretty bang-up job in kind of keeping that threat at bay. But it's hard work when you're working at the short field. Yep. And if a team's got explosive players, we've seen it, it's difficult to stop. No room for error. Number 5, Tristan Witt is the quarterback for the Huskies. Fumbled right away. We talked about those conditions. I think he was able to get back on it. So both quarterbacks having a little trouble with the snap to start. Second and 10 for the Huskies. No band tonight due to the elements, so that we talked about this a little bit before we went on with the short runway start, coaches. Saints are going to have to bring a little bit of their own energy tonight.
They are, yep.
There's no band. The game is sparsely attended due to probably the fact that the weather's not very good and there was no school today. And then to add on to the fact that there was no school, it gets kids out of the routine. It always worries you as a coach. Witt takes under center. Big back there for the Huskies.
Well, according to the scouting report, Lakeview has discovered a running game to their right side. They got some big fellas over there.
Yeah, and the running back's plenty big to boot.
Yes.
Toby Mitchell is not short on size. He's a tight end listed, but he ran the ball there. They run that full house backfield. Just simple enough to work, And you can see it across your screen. Lakeview's offensive line is, I would say, all of 6 feet each and all above 260 pounds. So just a matter of physics here. Witt on third down, under center. Full house again in the backfield. Same guy, same spot. And he barrels into Ethan White and gets a couple extras.
That is a load.
Good enough for a first down. And the Huskies just turning around and handing it off to the right side, going right at the Saints' left side of their defensive front. Saw there Ethan White stepped in as the safety to try to fill that void, but by the time he met with Toby Mitchell, he had quite a bit of momentum, and I don't think Ethan White wants to do that all night long.
No, I don't think so either. And the guard, the tackle, and the tight end on that side are...
This one's to Yunez. Out on the other side, a little more speed here from Yunez. And he gets a good gain off the left side all the way to the 30, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Huskies. So they've got a drive of their own going here. We mentioned Lakeview coming off of a big win against Utica Ford, and maybe that's when, Coach, as you mentioned, they kind of locked into, you know what, we're going to do what works for us, and we're going to run behind our size, and it's just going to grind on you.
Well, they had said, according to the Macomb Daily, that they were experimenting with different running backs, and they thought they had found something that worked for them.
So far, it would appear so. Deep back is Tyler Griffin. He's going to get it now. Kind of scoots through the middle. Doesn't get a bunch, but gets just enough to get that first down for the Huskies. So a little different look, but same result. Good game.
And with those big offensive linemen, it moves the pile towards the Saints' goal line.
Yeah, right now it just doesn't look like the Saints' defensive front is able to stop the momentum from going, forward. Saints probably going to have to be a little dishonest with defensive backs and linebackers and bring some guys up, which makes you susceptible to getting beat over the top at the right time. But you can't sustain, then you got to do it. Griffin again, met there that time right away by number 50.
Caleb Achatz.
He's had some moments this year where we've called his name in clusters. Does a good job there. A little sportsmanship to pick the back up as well. It's one of the shorter gains on first down that we've seen from the Huskies here. Just one. 2nd and 9 on the 25. 2:36 to play in the first quarter. Saints lead 7-0. This is the Huskies' first possession. The Saints scored on their first possession. 78 in the backfield. Easton DeMillionaire. This is 31. That's Mitchell. We're going to call his name a bunch tonight.
I think so. And from a defensive standpoint, there's not a scheme problem. It's a physical problem.
Yep.
There's physical mismatch.
Yeah, and he's just going to, when they do stack him up, he's not going to fall backwards.
No.
So it's just going to be a matter of, the Saints are just probably going to have to grind the whole,
Yep.
It's just going to be a slow-paced grind of a game. You just can't, let them break big ones. Keep them there, make them work hard, and hopefully you're able to outpace them and get a turnover at some point. Mitchell again. He's going to get a first down. So Tristan Witt's had it pretty easy here, the quarterback. It's either his left hip or his right hip, extending the arm, letting that full house just go power to the right or power to the left. And both sets of offensive linemen for the Huskies, the right and left side, doing a good job right now along with these big backs. As you said, I think the Saints are in the right spots, but if you're getting blocked out of your hole or you're just getting pushed 2 yards into the backfield, makes it difficult. Yunez, Stockett.
Linebackers are moving up all the time.
Witt keeps this one,
Somebody
stringing him out here. Here comes some support from Ellis. He does a very good job in like a rocket, and they threw a flag on this.
Tristan Watt,
Logan
on the
Ellis
quarterback
on the
keeper, brought down by
tackle.
number 2, Logan Ellis.
And I'm not sure what we have as a flag.
Well, you would think the call was by the official in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know if we have
There was
somebody
one right
illegally
over there.
downfield on that. Mr. Jim Vigna, Joel Vigna, excuse me, is the official.
Block in the back. Offense. Repeat first down.
All right, so a block in the
We'll
back
take that.
goes the Saints' way. They'll take that break. Makes it 1st and 15 or so for the Saints, for the Huskies. At first glance, I thought they threw a flag on Ellis for that being late.
Well, that's
and
what I wondered.
Really wasn't going to agree with that. I thought that was a perfectly fine play to tackle Witt. Now, it was on the sideline, but he was trying to get upfield.
Plus, I thought the side judge was standing right
Right,
there.
and he didn't throw
wasn't
it,
the one
so.
that threw it.
Quick pass by Witt on the perimeter. Falls incomplete. That might have been one of those instances where the Huskies are trying to keep the Saints honest, but they're going to have to execute as well. And I think if you're the Saints, you're still just bringing them up, and you want to force them to do something maybe that they're not comfortable doing. So 2nd and long, opportunity here for the Saints. These are the couple of plays where if you are running that style as the Huskies, you get behind the sticks and it becomes difficult. Witt from the gun this time. First time we've seen that. Man in motion. Looks like number 3, Matt Horak, slips a couple and dances out of bounds at about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard pass, going to bring up 3rd and 9. So an 8-yard gain. Ellis again forces him out of bounds. Working sideline to sideline is Logan Ellis. Owen Gazar comes off for the Saints momentarily. Looks like he's checking right back in just to communicate. Big down here for the Saints. It would be a big deal to get a stop here after being being the victim of the ground and pound for so long early in this drive. And we've got a penalty flag from the back judge. It's going to be a delay of game on the Huskies, so another good break for the Saints. Coach Pat Threet not going to like that.
Well, and there's no reason for that to happen now because you have the clocks in the end zone that the quarterback's looking right at.
That's got to be one of those conversations as a coach that you have with your quarterback before the game. Like, hey, we're playing in a facility with, the clock. So the expedited clock here, 15 seconds left on it. He's got to know when to snap the ball. Witt in the gun, turns to throw over the top. Got a guy. Oh, nice defense there from the back end of it. Kind of recovered at the last minute.
Yeah.
That was Piper's act.
I thought he got beat by a step, and then when the ball was in the air, then he caught up.
Just good enough. I think he was still kind of in the wrong side position-wise, but he was able to kind of reach through and just make it hard enough for the receiver to catch the football that he didn't, bounce us away. And now 4th down for the Huskies and 15 to go from the 18. We don't see the field goal kicker onto the field, which is interesting. I thought he had plenty of leg for that.
Boy, he certainly did.
Nonetheless, we're going to watch the offense scrimmage here from the 18-yard line. Another big opportunity for the Saints. Expecting passing down here. Witt drops again. Scrambling around. He's up past line of scrimmage. Is he going to get the first down? He is close to it. I believe he did. All the way down to the 2. What a nice play by Tristan Witt. Had nowhere to go with the football, escapes the pocket, and gives the Huskies in that big, huge offensive line a 1st and goal from the 2. Remember that play, folks.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do.
On those, certified passing downs, it's difficult. The defensive backs have to run with their man the whole way, and it just kind of leaves the defensive lineman on an island at times.
Well, and as you well know, nobody's assigned to the quarterback.
Not often. So, and especially probably not in the scouting report for this football game.
I wouldn't think so.
Based on the first drive that we've seen by the Huskies, it would be difficult for me to think that Coach Bishop's dialing up a spy for the quarterback. If anything, you're going to try and just put 2 guys into one in each gap and hope that your corners can survive on an island. And because of the style that the Huskies are playing, that brings us right to the second quarter. So we're going to flip the field, and 7-0. Saints win the quarter, but the Huskies are knocking on the door here with 1st and goal from the 2. If you're joining a bit late, the Saints scored on an Ethan White scamper from maybe 10 yards out with good balance. The drive was buoyed by a couple of really nice passes, one to White, one to Brooks, and then one out to Domagalski. A couple nice runs by Ethan White on the perimeter, and they were able to punch it in relatively. Well, they took their time. It was about a 5.5-minute drive, and then the Huskies ate up the rest.
I'm Dr. Lee Bachelor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
What?
Welcome back to CTV after the quick Dr. Batch break there for everybody. Huskies ran their first play. It was a procedure penalty. It's going to back them up 5 yards. So they're going to go 1st and goal. So really a big break there for the Saints to get a little breathing room to operate against this big front for the Huskies. Going back to the full house backfield. Just have to expect that this is going to be Toby Mitchell off the right side, even though it's the short field side. And there he goes. And he's able to power his way through for 6. So as expected, the Huskies go off right guard, right tackle, and they're able to keep Toby Mitchell upright for 6, and that was pretty much a microcosm of the entire drive. If you missed it, that was the story.
Very difficult to stop physically.
So the Huskies drive 45 yards, but take all of 6.5 minutes to do it, and they're on the board looking to tie the game at 7s with just 5 seconds into the second quarter. Medvedik, the kicker for the Huskies, snaps good, kick is good, and it's 7-7.
He's definitely a weapon.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
At the end of a game, yeah.
Well, it's hard to say now that it worked out for the Huskies that he didn't kick, but if you have a kicker like that, they were 4th and 15 from the 18-yard line, and Tristan Witt was able to escape the pocket and get down to the 2-yard line to create that setup there for the Huskies, but he certainly has plenty of leg to kick a 35-yard field goal, which is what they were looking at.
And the 2 previous passes weren't even close.
Right, so you didn't think they'd go back to the air because it was so crisp, but then they were able to get something out of it and then showcase what exactly got them there with their touchdown score by Mitchell off the right side. So nothing hurt if you're the Saints. You're tied. You showed what you can do through the air. I think this is going to be a battle of styles, however, and the defense needs to get plenty of water because if it's going this way, they're going to be on the field for quite a while. And if you're Coach Griffin and you're running the offense, you're probably thinking of that as you call your plays, and that you're going to have to try and grind out some of these drives so that you don't, go into the air for a bomb to score is great, but your defense is on the field the entire game that way. So the Huskies to kick. Logan Ellis, the deep man for the Saints. It's an onside kick.
There you go.
Doesn't go. It's almost like a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Be interesting. To see where I got to tell you, Coach, I don't know the exact ruling and where field position ends up for this. It didn't go out of bounds. It didn't go the required 10 yards ever. It almost bounced backwards, so it's an illegal kick. They're going to take a penalty and do it again, right?
Yep. Yeah, because you can't leave it where it
right,
because it was illegal.
Right, again, I'd never seen that particular set of circumstances take place. We were just telling everybody how good of a leg Medvedik has, and he does, trust us, but he has to kick it in order for you to see it. So everybody on the Saints team moves up 5 yards, including the deep man Ellis, and we'll try this again. Ready for play. And this time he pooches it on the ground. It's going to be fielded by, I believe, Piper Zach up the left side. Kind of sneaks through to the 34. And here comes the Saints' own pretty large offensive line themselves.
There's a flag here right at the end.
Something out in the middle of the field. Wait for Joel Vigna. Give us an explanation. While we wait, and you probably have it on your camera there, special thanks to that chain gang who is always reliable. Bob McLaren, Jim Courier, Bob Courier, and Butch Kinswater. Been doing that since forever, and we really appreciate it. I know as an athletic director, it's just nice to know that that's penciled in, so big thanks to those guys. Now they're off your camera, but trust me, they're there, and it's very important. Pretty lengthy discussion here on the far sideline. They're talking to the Lakeview coach, Pat Threet, leads you to believe it's on the Saints.
The kicking team, block below the waist, receiving team. Those penalties are offset. We'll re-kick the ball.
And all of that, and we're going to go right back to where we started, and they're going to re-kick it. Coach Threet must have thought he could do better. Perhaps that's an option for him to scrimmage from there or re-kick it. Or he was questioning whether or not that was an option. Keeping with the theme at the East China Stadium this year for the St. Clair Saints, sometimes it's just difficult to get the ball kicked off, no matter who you are. These plays seem insignificant, but I feel like we've probably watched more of these than anything else.
I think we have.
So with 11:51 now remaining in the second quarter, we're going to try this for a third time. Of course, the penalty originally put them at that 35 marker. This one up in the air, fielded cleanly. So the reverse action, that time by Carson Landshut, doesn't quite pay as big a dividends. However, we did all that, and I think the Saints ended up with maybe one more yard of field position out of all that.
Well, and you wonder what the strategy was, simply because their kicker is, I mean, we know how far he can kick it, and for whatever reason, those three kicks
they must
he
be
didn't.
worried about not covering it, I would guess.
Yeah.
The out-kick your coverage kind of thing, perhaps. Because you got plenty of leg, and they're opting to do some different things, but all that, and the Saints ended up in a little better spot, and Ellis takes a shotgun snap and gets caught in the mesh a little bit. White wanted it, and he took it from Ellis, and he's up the left side, and he was right.
That's exactly what it looked like.
So those circumstances when there's a mesh between the quarterback and the running back, both of them have to politely agree on an outcome, and Ethan White was taking what was his there, and really smartly so, as he goes across the 50 and into Lakeview territory with a 12 or 13-yard gain.
I'm not sure what Luke saw, but Ethan saw a big hole.
And he wanted that, no doubt about it. Case Peterson, that's a big deal. He just limped off for the Saints, so hopefully he's okay, but I believe that's the center position, and we're snapping shotgun snaps here.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Ball's on the ground. Looks like the Saints were able to fall on it, so both teams have had a difficult snap issue, and ball goes on the ground, and here comes Peterson back onto the field. It's just a difficult thing to do with no practice between you and the center, and you go into the gun. It didn't look awful, just Ellis probably just not used to the way or the speed that it's coming off the hand.
Yeah, it looked harder than the one he was accustomed to.
You just get used to that, right? And
Yep.
you're starting to make reads, and there's a lot going on. Ellis in motion, snaps to Ellis, goes clean, design keeper for him. He cuts back, does a nice job. Good vision there by Ellis. Strong finish. May have been able to pick up the first down. If not, he's darn close. And they are going to give it to him. They're moving the chains. Really nice job. Design run out to the right side, cut it all the way back to the left, across the 40 to the 38, first down Saints.
I think that's a result of the offensive line simply not stopping their blocking. And he saw it and cut back.
Did a really nice job. Offensive line has played well all year. Holds their blocks, really disciplined, strong kids. Ellis under center this time. Fake pitch, sets into a pocket, looks deep, has a man. Does he? Oh, off the fingertips. Pretty nice ball. I thought he overthrew him, but good speed that time. Hard to see. Was that Brooks out there running that far?
He got down there pretty quickly.
Yeah, he did. I apologize to Ryder Brooks. I didn't go off and say it just because I would have had a hard time. He was cruising. Nice job there, Ryder Brooks. Pass just a touch too tall even for him. Falls to the dirt. 2nd and 10 now for the Saints. White in motion. Another keeper for Ellis. Scoots through, finds a seam. Gets to the outside. Tough run again. 1st down. Saints are finding something with quarterback design run. I think there's plenty out there for them to get. And the way that first drive went for the Huskies, they're going to have to match them drive for drive.
Well, and he's not very tall, but he is a tough runner. He demonstrated that last year and the year before.
He's got that pound-for-pound strength. You know, he's not a big guy, but gets the job done. He's a tough kid, and he's smart, so he knows if he's got 1 yard to go, he's not going to try to break it out then. He'll just bully over and get one. But he's plenty athletic. You saw him make people miss there. 1 tackle to break there, and I think he would have gone to the house. 9:08 left. Option play. They pitch this time. White going to try to get the corner. Gets around the first guy, second guy, knocks him out. That's number 23 for the Huskies. That's Joshua Turner. 23 on 23 crime, so all that running only nets about 1.5 yards for the Saints.
Well, he's demonstrated he can beat the defensive end, but the corner came up pretty quickly that time.
And that time we didn't get the additional block on 23, so similar setup to the, although they didn't pitch it on an option, they sent Ellis in motion to get that block, and they didn't do it that time. So a different look, but that's similar to how White scored out on the perimeter in the first quarter. The top trying to go to his brother Logan. Pretty good coverage there. I believe that's the quarterback.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, Tristan Witt out playing corner. Ball falls to the turf. Now the Saints are a little bit behind it here, 3rd and 8. Likely 4-down territory anyhow. Just got to pick up half of it here. Ellis under center. Ellis and White in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass. Huskies bring a blitz.
There he goes.
Through. Logan Ellis with an excellent play.
Nicely designed.
Very well done. Touchdown pass, and there's a flag on the field, I believe, and we're going to get a hold. The Saints with a hold. And on a play design like that, I'm guessing there was no need for it. Unfortunately, it's going to bring it all the way back, and the Saints are going to have to refine the magic. Going to march it back. That flag was thrown right away.
10 yards. Still 3rd down.
So from 3rd and 8 on the 23 and a touchdown, now the Saints are looking at 3rd and forever, because that flag that's going to be a spot foul, or marched off from the spot of the foul rather. So we're at the 38 now. Saints are going to throw. Had a guy over the middle. Falls to the turf. If you're the Saints, toy around with a punt here? We're at the 38-yard line, so I'm guessing not, but you're so far off the sticks that with that offense that the Huskies threw out there, you want them to go as far as possible in the event that you don't get this. 15 seconds on the play clock for the Saints. I think they're going to have to burn their first time out. So a drive that was looking pretty promising with a couple of explosive plays has stalled a bit on the holding penalty and now has the Saints looking at a long 4th down opportunity, and the Saints kind of mulling over some options here with that large offensive line looming for the Huskies. While we've got a break in the action, we might as well say thank you to Jets Pizza for always being a local sponsor, and thanks to Kevin and Norm and the whole crew at Jets for supporting CTV Channel 6. Always appreciated. I know the players enjoy that sponsorship as well for film session. Also, the CTV crew, in addition to the 2 jokers talking on the microphone, we got Director Sam Tricomo, Brianna Stokes, Maria Folletti, and Austin Barney helping us out this evening, bring you the game. The Saints have made a decision. They march back to the field. Huskies a little more spread out defensively than they have been. Understandably so. That umbrella's a little bit bigger. Ellis from the gun. Difficult spot there for the Saints. They throw it out of bounds. And the Huskies are going to take over at the 38-yard line, and they're going to start their second drive of the night with 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the second. And possessions are at a premium here, Coach, and the Huskies are going to take one here.
That's not what they wanted to have happen. They wanted to move the ball much further down the field.
It's one of those situations where it may have looked like there was a hook and ladder potential there for a catch and pitch to Ethan White, and they got crossed up on timing. The other piece that I thought maybe they'd do is just send one deep, and if it gets picked off deep, it's as good as a punt anyhow. But they opted for what may have been some trickeration. We just didn't get to see it unfold. And now the Saints defense, hopefully they talked about it, and they've got an idea on what they're going to do with Mitchell in the backfield here. First man gets it this time. That's Griffin. Tyler Griffin scoots through on the quick give. He's going to pick up 8. All signs point to a competitive football game here. I don't get the impression that the Huskies are going away. I know the Saints won't. It's going to be a grinded out type of night. With the quarterback / cornerback under center. Gives to Griffin again up the middle. He's going to get enough. You see that momentum. The entire offensive line, you've got their left guard is 4 yards ahead into the defensive backfield. It's making it tough on that Saints front.
Well, and you can only move the linebackers up so close, because otherwise you take them right out of play.
Yeah, they have to have room to operate and get into a gap that's open. They'll get washed out otherwise. I mean, the Saints have plenty of human beings in the box here to match what the Huskies are doing. Oh, little miscommunication. I think that was supposed to go to Mitchell, and Witt keeps it and goes around. Stiff arm, and then he goes out of bounds. We got another flag on the field. What I saw on the monitor was an actual offensive face mask from Witt. I don't think that's the call, however. Something later than that.
Yeah, I don't think so, because it was, again, the official in the middle of the field.
But the Huskies are marching backwards.
We'll take it.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
All right, so they get a block in the back out on the perimeter as well. I believe that's their second one of the night. I haven't heard that called much all year. It's 2 of those today.
And that's the second time the quarterback has run around the left end, and it almost looks like somebody went the wrong.
Yeah, it looked like he was supposed to give it, but maybe it's just all based on deception.
Yeah.
So the block in the back makes it just a pickup of a couple, but they get to replay the down. So first down and 7 from the 48-yard line. There's Mitchell. Doesn't even look like he's working hard.
No, he does not.
And he picks up 5 yards. Looks like he's just getting started and picks up 5. He's second down and 3 here. Second and a long 2 or 3.
And as you mentioned, he's not falling backwards.
Nope. Saints are going to have to sell out to stop the run. There's just no question about it. They're going to have to dare the Huskies to throw one over the top. Ethan Gates, the tackle, on the right, was a captain that came out for the coin toss. Big guy. Another delay game. And Coach, you got to wonder. I mean, I know that it seems like the Huskies are trying to eat up clock and be methodical, but the play calling can't be complicated at this point. So I don't know what's, the personnel groupings are all the same. Shoot. I don't know how hard it is in the huddle to say same thing, but when they're able to get it off in time, they have executed it well enough.
The only concern they have is it right or left?
You're right, and that's it. Full house backfield here. Huskies go 2nd and 9 now with the delay of game penalty. He's going to hold on to this. He better get rid of it, and he does just in time. The timing on that was perfect. Because the Saints are so sold out, there's not much out there. So he slings it out to Cortez Howard, and Howard gets a big gain. So that was a borderline disaster for the Huskies, but timed just right. Nice flick of the wrist there by Witt. Gets it out to Cortez Howard, and the Huskies are in business down toward the red zone.
And that is the classic be on an island out there all by yourself.
Really nice job by as soon as he turned the corner, I thought it was a touchdown, so good on the defensive backs for running him down. That looked like it was going to be a sack for a loss. And now the Huskies are in business. Witt gives to Mitchell again. We've seen this show before.
Yeah.
Kind of rumbles, but he gets 9.5.
Well, and you can just see that the linemen were out in front of that.
This time Griffin, a little scat back through the middle, kind of slippery. Gets 4 or 5, gets it to the 10-yard line for a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Huskies. Second quarter, 5:08, tie football game, 7-7. Each team's possessed the ball 2 times. The Saints fizzled out after what we thought was going to be a touchdown, got called back. They weren't able to convert. Now the Huskies are in business here at the 10. With a steady diet of Toby Mitchell.
Timeout, Saints.
Saints going to call and talk about it. They're going to have to work as hard as they can to find a way to stop Toby Mitchell from getting that right side run. Worth noting, and other pieces of St. Clair athletics here. Coach Brenner and Coach McDonald are taking the boys and girls cross country team to Fremont Saturday. Obviously a lot of success through those 2 programs. Best of luck to those coaches and runners as they head out. Girls golf team coached by Ken Pillarge. They wrapped up their season in the regional match last week at the Pontiac Country Club. They finished as the 3rd best public school in the tournament. Noted there by Coach Pillarge. Thank you, sir. So after the Saints burn their 2nd timeout, Coach, you have to think that most of the discussion is who can we put on that side to stop the bleeding? And now you wonder then if Coach Threet on the other side of that is just running away from that personnel anyway. I'm looking at the size of the offensive linemen He may not care which way he runs.
That's right. Yes.
He may be choosing based on the Saints alignment. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, pretty similar setup here. Just 2 men in the backfield this time. Nunez and Mitchell. Oh, there's the third one. He was back behind. That's Griffin. Slips a tackle at the 5. Scoots in. Gets 6 for the Huskies. A 10-yard run by Tyler Griffin. And that puts the Huskies on top.
And that was a hard run for the smallest player out there.
Yeah, the Saints kind of met him head on at the 6, and he spun off and kept his balance. Got hit again at about the 2 and made his way into the end zone to put the Huskies on top with 4:42 to play. David Medvedik, the senior, on. Holder's Joshua Turner. Snap's good. Kick hits the upright as hard as one could possibly hit it. It's still standing, but that is a big break for the Saints as the Huskies just stay at 13, make it 13-7. Coach, with the velocity that thing hit the upright, I think the people at home are going to understand what we're talking about in terms of kicking the ball deep. There's plenty of juice there for David Medvedik to kick the ball deep to the Saints.
Well, besides the Lakeview penalties, there's not been a lot that we've done in order to stop their power running.
No, and that's a distressing sign as you sit here and watch this game wear on. The Saints just can't come up empty now on drives as they already have once. It's difficult without the Huskies fumbling or getting behind the sticks with penalties to think that the Saints are going to stop them in a standard 4-down set just based on physics. They're just pounding the ball at the right side. That missed extra point may loom large, however. The Saints can be perfect on theirs. So there's a deep, standard-looking kick, reverse action. They're going to give it this time. Coming this way, looks like Brennan Cole, perhaps. No, that's Piper Zach. Piper Zach gets it out to the 25. It would be pure speculation on my part, but I haven't seen Brendan Cole in the game.
When you just mentioned that, I was looking. I didn't.
And I see him down on the sideline dressed, but he's obviously a big piece to what they do, athletically and out on the perimeter. So you wonder if there's an issue that he's not able to be out there. Saints empty backfield. Ethan White in motion. Ellis gives to him on a jet. Off the edge. Gets a block out in front. Nice job there by Hagen Domagowski.
Nice job.
And a nice run there out on the perimeter by Ethan White. Kind of jives one man and then gets around the edge again and makes his way up for an 11 or 12-yard gain. We've seen that a few times out of him. It's so important that those wideouts stalk block down the field like that. Allowed White to get the first down. Give us to Logan Ellis this time. He's trying to bounce it and find a space. Does a good job scooting forward and getting some extras there. It's going to be about a 5 or 6 yard gain. But the Huskies slow to get up at the 40. Looks like 78 is the injured Husky. That's Easton DeMulinaire. He's been in the backfield a few times as a running back. Having said that, with that full house power look that they're running, he may just be paving the way for Griffin and Mitchell. 2nd and 3 from the 44. 3:55 to play here in the second quarter. Ellis rolls right. Got a man out there. Ball is tipped and intercepted by the quarterback/cornerback. Big play by Tristan Witt. He plays the tip drill and flips the field, and the Huskies have all the momentum here. And they're going to start a drive on a short field at about the 38-yard line. Big play there as the Saints had a man early. Ball was thrown just a touch late. It's going to be the 36 for the Huskies that they're going to start from. So the Saints defense is in a pinch here. They've got a hold on a shorter field. Huskies going to burn their first timeout coming on the quick change. Quarterback was the one who intercepted it.
On the sideline here, Ethan White made that tackle, and looks like he hurt his hand.
Being checked on down on the field. Obviously can't afford to lose him in this game. He's played so well to start, providing the offense for the Saints. Again, the energy, just in general, sometimes you pick up on it even up here, is just different than the previous games. You know, we mentioned the band wasn't able to make it due to conditions, and the Saints are going to have to provide their own energy, especially defensively when it's just that slow grind that the Huskies like to put on you. So from the 36, Saints defense needs a stop. 13-7 is your score. Huskies lead. Big spot here with 3:44 to go. You either get a stop or run them out of time because it takes them so long. Either way. But the Huskies do have 2 timeouts to the Saints 1. Witt takes a snap. He's looking to pass here. Ball is thrown up for grabs off the top of the helmet for the Saints defender who was in the area.
Well, and he threw that one sidearm. If he would have thrown it normally, he might have had a chance.
He might have had him, but he was in a hurry. He was being rushed by that Saints front. So right off of Carson Landschutz's helmet as he defends. An interesting move there by the Huskies to go into the air off the timeout, having had so much success. That said, they may feel like they have 1 free down in each set of 4. So Witt's pass falls to the turf. 2nd and 10 for the Huskies. They don't do anything fast. 3 seconds to scrimmage here. Ball snapped in time. Mitchell again. Contacted a little earlier this time, but still able to grind out at least 5 yards. Going to make it 3rd and a long 4. Caden Meredith on the stop there for the Saints. That time the Saints had a little bit better penetration into what they were trying to do, so maybe a small adjustment there. But good job by Toby Mitchell, kind of cut it to the other side and just keeps the legs churning. 3rd and 5. Saints need to stay disciplined for a hard count here. It's going to be a pass again. Same play as before. Yunez, nobody home out on that side. Nice little play call off of what they normally do, and Yunez rumbles his way inside the 10. Late flag again, and it's going to go down to the 8-yard line. Have to check on this flag. It's the 2nd time tonight, just based on all the things that Lakeview has done, just grinding and running off tackle.
Personal foul, face mask penalty on the defense. Added on to the end of the run, half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
There you've got a face mask, going to give him 5 more, so it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. But those little flare out, it's not even a screen. It's just total misdirection. There's not like they're pulling blockers to go out there, but there's nobody home because the Saints have moved everybody into the box. The rain's starting to fall again. Toby Mitchell's taking the ball again. He's going in the end zone again. And that's going to make it 19-7. 2:31 to play. The Saints are looking for an answer for that big front of the Huskies.
Yep, like I mentioned, it's not a scheme situation. It becomes a physical situation that you just can't match up.
No, I totally agree. I don't think it's about putting people in position. I think if you could all of a sudden make a couple of those guys bigger than the guy in front of them, that would hurt. That would help. Saints have a little bit of a physics problem right now. Mitchell again. He was met, at the spot, but he just rumbles his way in, and it's 21.
Point conversion for the Huskies 7. Is good. Your score: Lakeview 21, St. Clair 7.
Well, 21-7, 2:31 to play, and right now the Saints are just going to have to. Well, and again, the rain's not helping, but they need to be explosive and start to go down and score in bunches, because I don't know that they're going to be able to stop the Huskies at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think what you're going to have to concentrate on is hope that it takes them a long time to move the ball down the field.
And with the rain, you're going to have the defense just force a turnover. Yep. It's just plain and simple. They get the ball at the half because they deferred and we received and scored. So that's playing into the decision-making right now, too. If you're Coach Bishop and Coach Griffin offensively, you're feeling like you've got to get points here in this 2:31 so you can take that in the locker room just down one score. Rain's not going to help the passing game, so a little bit of Murphy's Law going right now for the Saints. Medvedev to kick. It's on the ground, kind of bounding. Crosses up Logan Ellis, who's going to pick it up at the 4. He's going to have to make something happen here. Kind of jumps over one defender, so they're going to have to do that. All that I just said, trying to score in 2:31, they're going to have to do it from about the 14-yard line. Nothing like a 80-yard field to go. Trying to score with short order. In the rain.
In the rain. 80 yards in 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Can be done. Just takes one good block to spring a guy. Saints have plenty of speed and athleticism to do it. I don't see Ethan White on the field, though. As you mentioned before, he is sidelined. Going to the air despite the rain and completing passes. Ellis out on the perimeter, gets the clock to stop. Throws it to Logan Ellis. Saints a little bit of tempo here. Well, they gave me the impression they were going tempo. They did not. Almost the anti-tempo. Ellis shuffling pieces in the backfield. Here he goes. Going to go to the air again. Doesn't see anything. Looks like he finds Brooks past the first down mark. He's going to stop the clock. But he was not able to get out of bounds. So as soon as the chains are stacked, I believe they're going to run the clock. There it goes. Saints ready for it, though. I was trying to make something happen here. He's going to get a face mask penalty at the least. This pass is incomplete, I believe, which obviously is actually probably a good thing. Penalty is going to be a face mask as Ellis was trying to escape the pocket. Kind of an errant reach by the Husky defender, clipped his face mask. It's going to be a 15-yard
face mask penalty on the defense.
Saints will take that.
15-yard penalty. First down.
So 1:54 to go. It's where the ball boy earns his money. Got to keep the ball dry. I believe that's Jackson Disarath with that duty.
Uh-oh.
Here we have the conditions making a play here. If he's smart, he's going to throw this away. It's a downfield. Same result. Nice athletic look there by Brooks up in the air trying to make a catch. We'll take that. Limited damage. 2nd down, 10 to go. Clock stopped. Saints right at midfield. 1:48 to go. They've got 1 timeout left. The snap's perfect. Ellis rolls. He's going to keep this one. Trying to think about getting out of bounds. He's not going to be able to. He's going to pick up 5. The clock's going to run here. Not sure it's time for a timeout yet. 3rd and 5. 1:31 to play. I think you save it until you're down a little bit further. Got to think this is something that gets practiced at least relatively often, so the Saints get organized, probably have a set of plays that they go to in this situation. Jet sweep being one of them. Number 12 looks like Luke Gabriel on the carry. Slips down, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for the Saints. 1:01 to go. So now you're in that, if you get stopped, you don't want there to be any time left. You know, now you're playing a different ball game. Got to get this 1st down, then start to think about what you do next. With the weather, that'll play into your decision making as well. I don't know that you love the rain's really coming down right now. I don't know that you love going to the air in this rain. Saints are going to burn their final timeout. 28 seconds to go. So, Coach, you're burning your last one with 28 seconds to go. You get this 1st down, it's going to stop the clock momentarily, but you got to call more than one play right now here for your guys. Or you're telling them if we get it, go up and clock it, and we'll start calling a standard play after that. But you're talking multiple plays at a time here if you're the Saints.
Yep, it also changes your pass route. You're going to go sideline, sideline.
You can catch one over the middle for that 1st down right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they use Brooks just to sit down in the middle of a zone defense here and get the 1st down. But after that, you're right. You've got to catch things going out of bounds to preserve the clock. Try to get a score. It almost looks like the Saints have opted to punt here.
Oh, it does.
Which just the only thing you're concerned here, the decision isn't an issue. It's the snap and the whole, the snap, the catch, the execution of the long snapping battery here. We have a shift here for the Saints. Huskies counter it. Decent snap. Ellis. It's going to be a fake. Goes right to his brother, and they're going to lose a yard on the fake punt. And so the Huskies are going to take over at the 45-yard line with a score of 21-7, and I don't know. We've got 2 guys locked up down there. We have a Saint and a Husky connected in some way.
And it's not the helmet, not the face mask.
No, it looks like it's a Saint that's injured there. Hard gauging who that is. Is that Ellis?
I thought it was Logan Ellis.
Okay. So Logan Ellis tried to turn the corner, ended up laying on top of the Husky who made the stop, but he's kind of been stuck where he was, and the Husky player had a hard time getting out from underneath him. So he's able to move a little bit here, but not well. And that is Logan Ellis, and that's not a good sign for the Saints. He's kind of the do-it-all Swiss Army knife guy. Plays in the backfield, catches the ball, receiving. He's the punter. He's the kick return guy. So with
plays defense.
Yeah, he plays safety defensively, and we've seen that. So with Ethan White seemed a little banged up, with Brendan Cole having not entered the game, and now with Logan Ellis making his way to the locker room. None of those things bode well for the Saints. His brother, the quarterback, is now going to take his place defensively. So 21-7, 21 seconds left. With this rain, not sure that you're going to see the Huskies. With this rain and this lead, I don't think this is a time to take a risk if you're Coach Threet and the Huskies. You probably just run the ball once and get out of here. Might even take a knee.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yep.
He fumbled it. He did fumble that snap, kneeled right back on it, bounced to him, and it looks like they're going to be content to take this to the locker room, try to get dry, and hope the rain stops. And if you're the Saints, it's not only raining, it's pouring, because there's some injuries to deal with along with the scoreboard in this Huskies offensive front. So in they go to try and discuss what's got to happen in the second half. And out we go to halftime from these local messages, and we will be back for the second half with Coach White and Brad Robbins on CTV Channel 6.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hear it play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today and in the future.
La Mache is open in the south end of St. Clair's Riverview Plaza. La Mache, an artisan's experience, soon filled with over 40 unique artisans under one roof. Individual spaces with their own vibe, handmaids, pottery, French candies and jellies, Halloween, Christmas, candles, pottery. Walk through the halls of La Mache and see the individual booths that everyone's talking about. La Mache, an artisan's experience in the south end of the Riverview Plaza. Ace Hardware in St. Clair is your local Ace Hardware store, and it's located on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair. Ace Hardware in St. Clair now features Carhartt clothing, coats, pants, everything Carhartt. And look now, they also have the Big Green Egg, Weber grills, and of course, all the quality Ace products you've grown to know and trust. Paint, tools, keys, everything hardware. It's all at Ace Hardware on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair.